one of the tools I use to identify that exact obstacle and the problem to solve before you start creating a system, like you mentioned also before, you say you created a system and now you go on to other projects, right? Because that system is going on. And by the way, that's the ultimate goal when it comes to problem solving. You want to identify the right problem, solve it, create a system so you can go on to different things. And that's, as long as that system is maintained, that problem is not going to come back. But one of the tools that I use is two questions, right? When it comes to identifying the right problem, is what is not happening that if it did happen would cause the perceived gap or the perceived problem to go away, right? And the opposite goes is true. What is happening that if it was not happening, then the problem would go away. Um, what are some other, and just to put it in perspective, we talked about cash, right? So what's not happening that if it was happening, then that problem is solved. Then you can talk about sales volume, the price, right? The price, inventory, cogs, right? The cost of producing that sale, accounts payable, accounts receivable. So you start, like you said, you start dissecting a little bit more in detail, and that's how you get to the real problem. Any other thoughts on that?
Absolutely, and maybe this is another experience that I've gained the last couple of five years. When I was asked to join the startup to perform transformational project for the sales organization, I got certain indications why the sales team was not performing adequately. So sales cycle too long, sales per person too low, um, um, average sale too low, and I was asking for data. So data or facts don't lie. So I said, well, give me data points, so I can better understand what are the facts around it, right? So you tell me sales cycle is too long. What does it mean? Now you tell me 9 months is too long. What is a good performance? Is 7 months the right one? Is it 6 months? Why you believe that 6 months is the right sales cycle? So give me more data so that I can deep dive and stick into that problem. Like you said, right? So what is the fundamental of the problem? Is it really we have bad salespeople, or is it maybe we don't give them the right tools, or do we have the right processes? Do we have maybe the wrong product? Do we have maybe the wrong customers, or do we target the wrong customers? So there are many problems around that facts and figures. So at that time, I was kicking off a project building up a CRM system because there was no CRM system there. So the data that was giving me was just, I would say, more or less, yeah, estimates, to be
Mm-hmm.
very friendly. So it was not really data driven or fact driven to came up with that conclusion. So the first time when the CRM was live, we got data. So we find out that there are very, very good salespeople. There are also very, very bad salespeople. And the fact to make that happen is that there has been a clip level. So you see what is the average salespeople doing, and there are people above and people below. But still, that not brought me to the right problem, right? There can be maybe a reason why there is somebody not performing the right way. Maybe there's somebody that overcame that problem. So I did interviews with every of the salespeople to better understand why those two perform better than others, have been performing better than others. Then we came up to the conclusion, well, our average sales per deal, or let's say our average deal size is very low or very little. So everybody needs to perform a lot of calls, a lot of interactions with a client in order to make its targets or objectives per month. And those who have performed well, they have a lot of calls per day, and that's the reason why they have actually gained the number or they've gained their objective. So I changed now the price list. That brought me to the next topic, right? If we change the price list, we increase the price per ticket. That should normally also increase the average deal size. then the next point that I was doing good, we don't receive enough leads. So I was checking what is the sales process, right? You make leads, or you have prospects, you have leads, you have sales qualified leads, you have opportunities, and you sign opportunities, you have orders. So I was running analysis through the different steps. So where we have really the main issue, is it really we have too little leads? That's why we lose a lot of leads, or the little leads we lose throughout the process. And we found out, yeah, we don't have enough leads, so we need more leads. But if you put in a lot of more leads into the process, but you have not the people with the right processes in place and the right, let's say, talking points to the clients, you lose all those. So your win rate necessarily doesn't increase. So you need to, at the same time, improve your processes and improve the people, the education of your salespeople, so that it makes sense actually to pump a lot of leads into your pipeline. So, and that's what I mean with literally. That's what I mean by fixing the right problem, right? Digging deeper into where is really the problem sitting. It's not a single problem. It's not because one of the sales guy was not the right one, or maybe we had only one wrong lead into the pipeline. It's multiple problems, but you need really stick to it until you have fixed the problem, and sales numbers are getting better and better and better. People are getting happy because they understand, well, we have now a process that helps me to perform. I get my quotas, I get my variable income, and I can also make my clients happy. So, and that's literally what I mean by doing that, right? Another, maybe to touch base again, the CRM implementation project. I could have made my life very easy. I could have said, look, we just install an CRM system, we buy licenses, and I send everybody the license key and say, look, CRM is there, it's online, happy, let's go for it. But it would have not solved the problem. It would have ended up in a disaster, because there was no somebody, a project team, that defines how we want to use that system, how we want to equip the system with the right data so that everybody can work the right way. Just to interlink with what I've said before. So to really not be not to be to have it, let's say, to really stick into the last digit to get something resolved and to make it better than the day before. That drives me, and that's my passion, and I love every day of doing that.